ADHD versus autism. Pause video before we continue on this. Out of respect for my other ADHD people on here, I'm going to talk while we're doing other things so that you don't have to just look at my face. Nobody wants to sit here and just look at my head move around while I talk about things. Let's go do stuff while I chit chat. I saw this sad post on Instagram a little while back, and it was one of those things. There's a couple different kinds of like ADHD. Two specifically. There's many more, but there's like the ADHD is the thing that keeps me from doing life, and then there's the ones that are, I think, kind of the more the camp I'm in, where I'm like, it's my superpower, which both can be good, both can also be negative. But part of that post was kind of highlighting the things that we take a lot of pride in, when we talk about it being our superpower, and kind of flipping them a little bit. One part of it was that people with ADHD can be arrogant, but also very self-aware of their faults and shortcomings. And that one really hit home a lot. I'm being very real and raw, just bear with me. So I actually took notes on this, so I have notes to refer to. Someone made a comment a while back, like, is this channel about ADHD or is it about autism? Well, funny thing, it's my world from my perspective, raising a child on the autism spectrum, how that impacts our family, how it helps us to make decisions about our life and the world around us, and how the world perceives our family from my perspective, right? So I have a diagnosis of ADHD, and how does that impact my daughter? And I lately have been exploring a lot on like how it impacts my marriage and trying to make adjustments to have a good, healthy marriage and recognize the things that I need to work on in our marriage and in myself, primarily to benefit both of us, right? And to support her and, Priscilla, and to be the best version of myself. I hate that cliche term. But one thing I started looking into just recently was, how does this affect Abigail? Because her disability, her diagnosis, is the exact opposite in a lot of ways. Not all ways, but a lot of ways of, this other neurological thing. For example, I hyper focus on something and I go hard at it. Like I put everything into it. And then I drift away and hyper focus on something else. Abigail will hyper focus on something, but she'll stay on that thing for a long time. She gets into her groove and into her routine, and she needs that consistency. And that's a major difference between us, is that I like variety. I like things to change. I like to try new things. I like to, explore new ideas and learn everything I can know about a topic and get fully invested into something and then drop it. I think that's a big reason why our homeschooling efforts failed. Failed is a harsh word. It definitely didn't fail. It was 100% successful. Abigail she progressed and she showed major gains at home, but man, I could have been way better at it. We really could have done some incredible stuff and been consistent and stayed with it. And things may look different today. Not that things are bad today. We're happy where we're at right now. They just would have been different. Part of the homeschooling thing is I was always trying new things. I had new ideas. I was fully invested. I was obsessed. I was hyper-focused on homeschooling my daughter. I was like, I got this. I can do this. I made it my thing. It wasn't even, at that point, it wasn't like an arrogance thing. It was just, that's what I was into, full-fledged. Then not as much, I was met with resistance. Things got difficult. We didn't see successes in every area. Whatever the reason is, you fade away from something. It could just be another bright and shiny thing over here, so you are diverting your attention there. So she needs routine. She needs daily, methodical, same thing, just the method to her every day. And I need variety. I need adventure. I need something new. And that is definitely difficult. Difficult for both of us. Probably more so for her. Difficult because I want to try new things, and it breaks my heart when she's just not willing or not able or can't because she's so dead set on her ways and has to do things a certain way. that can be really tough. I think that being a parent of a person with autism, or vice versa, ADHD, autism, ADHD, whichever way it goes, there can be a lot of friction there. And you have to learn each other, and you have to be willing to see things from their perspective and the things that they need in their life. And that doesn't dismiss any of like my needs or the way that my brain works at all. It doesn't dismiss that. It doesn't dismiss, what you need. But I'm capable of recognizing those things and changing things. So it's my duty and responsibility to do that because she isn't. So yeah, arrogant to a fault, but certainly well aware of my own shortcomings and just a lot of self-awareness. I think about things a lot. I really just wanted to share my thoughts with you and something that was going through my brain, maybe a little bit of insight into the ADHD versus autism and how the two then there's people diagnosed with both. How does that work? You got like two sides of the brain conflicting with each other, One of them needs their repetition and I guess you could do both, right? And still have hyperfocuses. You could probably do both. The brain's a crazy thing, isn't it? It's so complex. So that was a little trip into my brain for the day. That's one thing I was thinking about. I'm just trying to be more mindful of it. I have talked about ADHD more on the channel because it is a personal growth thing for me. It is my journey. Another word I hate. It is my journey to of like self-discovery and trying to better impact, a more positive impact on my friends and family, my loved ones, the people around me that matter to me. I want them to feel like they matter. I want them to feel like I've put effort into them, not just expecting them to deal with things, if that makes sense. There's things I can improve. I'm never going to change who I am. That's not going to happen. I can't do that. But I can improve in areas. And I want to do that. I think it's, we all work to be better, right? Why can't those areas be better also? Don't worry, fathering autism is not changing into ADHDing myself or whatever. It's not. I was just, this is how I can be a better dad and better support for Abigail by really talking through and explaining these things. Well, talking through with myself on these things and exploring and figuring out how to best support her while also dealing with myself, I guess. Thanks for that little... I appreciate you guys being my outlet. Hopefully, that's the thing, guys. That's the thing about the internet. Not every video is made for you. But there's thousands of other people out there that it can benefit. So, keep that in mind. Be gentle in the comments. I just, if this resonates with you, let me know. Maybe some food for thought. Where my peeps at? Let me know. We're working on reducing prompt dependence, aren't we, Priscilla?
We are.
So prompt dependency is like, well, for doing the dishes, for example, you are relying on your caregiver or therapist or whoever to prompt you to continue going or the next step or where to put things. Like anything can be a prompt. That also has to do with like proximity to you in the space. Do we have to be in the same room for her to finish a task? That kind of thing. And that's not like a defiance thing. That's a learned behavior. That's something we have taught her, that therapists have taught her. It's kind of a natural part of learning to do these life skills and activities is becoming dependent upon prompts. It's an unfortunate side effect sometimes, and you try to steer away from that. And that's a thing that's already hard enough to do, but then it becomes much harder in like a real life scenario. And a lot of really experienced therapists will understand that, like the ABA therapists, because they'll get on to parents really, don't prompt, like you gotta pull back on your prompting and stuff. But it's a lot easier in a therapy session than it is in real life, because it's like, we don't have 2 hours to empty a dishwasher, that kind of thing, because you have real life going on. So that's a lot of, don't you think that's a lot of reason why there's so much prompt dependency a lot of times?
Yeah. In
like a real world scenario?
Yeah, 100%.
Was a good try. Here, let's grab this cup. Look. See, these do go in here like this. But this one, this is harder because it's in an empty spot. There you go. And don't think of it as much as like her having to, like, being prompted to learn something or something that she doesn't know or doesn't understand. It's more like you already know it. You just went to the bathroom. Good try though. No. You already know it, but you stand there and wait to be prompted to do it. Kind of like this glass you're holding. We're not gonna go for a ride, we're gonna finish the dishes. And then we're doing dinner. Can you think about what you're doing though? Look at what you have. Where does this go? Hold on, let's look at it. Where does this go? Pay attention. Where does this go? It doesn't, they don't all have to stack. We're stuck on stacking cups right now. No, it just goes here. See those? See how it matches? Let's put that one back. There it goes, right there. There we go. We're not done though.
You have the whole thing still to do.
We have to empty the whole thing. Do you want me to help you? Okay, I can help. We can get it done fast that way. Yeah, there you go. There's another one. I wanted her, she paused and stared at me, waiting for prompts so that they could see what.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about, you know? Alright, I've shared things that I know today, folks. Now I'm going to share something I don't know that I'm just absolutely clueless on. And that's sourdough, because if you saw in the recent vlog that I failed, this is my third fail, and it's got to be the starter, right? My mom just said, maybe it needs a few 12-12-12 feeds. So like every 12 hours you feed it. Like a 1-1-1 ratio. Because it's the only common denominator. We tried it warmer. Like we had the heat turned on today to 72. It was miserable in the house. I had it in the oven with the oven light on, not the oven on. We had it just sitting on the counter with it 68 degrees in here. You know, I was checking temperatures of the water that I mixed. Like I changed things. Like everything changed slightly all 3 times. The only common denominator is the starter. So, that's what we're gonna try. I just fed it again. So we're gonna do that for a couple days. Feed it every 12. See what happens. Because it's not a young starter. It's my mom's starter.
Right.
But it might need a little pick me up, you know, a little oomph.
A little coffee.
Yeah.
Feels like us at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah. We're gonna try it. See what happens. Anyway. Because we've gotten comments on all the platforms about, you know, it's too hot in the kitchen, it's too cool in the kitchen, it's not enough flour, it's too much flour, it's not enough water, it's too much water, not enough gluten, too much gluten, you know, proof too long, didn't proof long enough. Like, I have changed the things on all 3 processes, so yeah. We'll see. Did you get well fed?
Did you get well fed?
Good. Did you enjoy the enchiladas? Got a
She preferred the beef.
Yeah, the beef ones. I like the beef ones better than the chicken ones. They were better.
Oh.
Well, your effort didn't go unnoticed. It was good.
Yeah.
We got leftovers. Well, thanks for hanging out. I know it's something a little different today, but we will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.